Alright, time now is 9:36 a.m. in the morning on June 6th. June 8th. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, I really shouldn't have slept so late a few days ago. I really should have, forced myself to sleep earlier day by day. I went to bed at 3:50 because last night I was doing the chemistry stream, the chemistry study session, and it went on for like 3 hours, and by the time it ended it was like 2 something a.m. And so after some self-studying and then shower, it was already 3:50, and I didn't immediately fall asleep either. It took me like 15 minutes to fall asleep or something, and I set the alarm until 9:15, and that but I woke up once in the middle. I think maybe it's because of the temperature, but I didn't even like cover myself with a blanket. I didn't even do that. Um, and then I woke up in the middle. I'm like, oh, the blanket. So I covered myself with the blanket. And then at 9:15 I woke up. So that is about 5 hours, which is not the end of the world, but it's not ideal. Not something you would want to do for a chemistry final exam. Um, so I hope I sleep extremely early tonight. Um, Maybe I should take some sleeping pills. If I don't fall asleep tonight, I should just take some sleeping pills. Oh no. Um, yeah, my hair is a mess. It's triangular hair. I had a small dream where I basically I was back at the school actually, and I saw my two class teachers, and they told me not to act weird, and I'm like, why? And it's strange because usually I don't ask questions. I think Keith was there. Natalie was in the back. She was waiting for me because I wanted to hang out with her and she wanted to hang out with me. And then I saw Nick, and then I and Nick did a greeting, some sort of greeting where we had to hit each other with both arms, the right arm, the left arm. It was a JoJo reference. Ronald was there. It's nice. Um, but yeah, back to reality. Uh, fuck. I'm gonna also wake up like at around this time tomorrow morning because I also have a Spanish exam tomorrow. So, it's gonna be hell. I'm gonna try to sleep super early tonight, as early as possible, like 3 a.m. Let's see if I can fall asleep at 3 a.m. Um, and yeah, today I'm gonna do chemistry exam. After the exam is over, let's say it's gonna be around 2 something p.m. I'm gonna just you know rest up and maybe watch a few videos for Film 40 final exam. And then at around 4 something, I'll go out. I'll go to Sansai Japanese Grill. I'll have a dinner there, and then I'll go to class, final film class. I hope Pepper shows up. Um, and then afterwards I come back home and I will study Spanish. Um, and that's that. And then I'm not gonna watch anything. Tomorrow I'll be doing the Spanish exam, and then after Spanish exam I'll rest up. And basically the whole day in here. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Excited for Friday though, because I will be seeing my Japanese first gen colleague, and excited for Sunday, whatever Sunday has in store for me. You know, the HKOS dinner, the gathering at Pasadena. Um, if all goes well, I will probably gain a bunch of Instagram, accounts. Just saying. I'll be asking IG around. I'll be asking the IG. Last night at the end of the chemistry stream, I was like, okay, um, let's do some small talk. So I started talking about my relationship with other people, and I just want to lay down. Fuck. I started talking about relationships with other people, and I talked about people I know. I try to prove that EAS exists. So Pepper, Potter, Aika, the Japanese girl, all of us are somehow connected. And I started to make a map, like a mind map. And I know that is over obsessive. Nobody does that. Nobody makes a Microsoft Word document and make a mind map out of their own interpersonal relationships. And someone commented saying that I'm weird for doing so. And I get it. And I'm self aware enough to know that. I'm self aware enough to know that what I'm doing is overly obsessive. But that's okay. Because I also embrace this kind of attitude, So, yeah, I'm gonna eat some cereal. I'm gonna try Cinnamon Crunch. I'm gonna wash my hair first, though. Okay, first of all, squarish. Fuck, stop dripping milk. Squarish cereal. Is it getting sloggy already? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so that's one of the downsides. But let's see how it tastes, though. Cheers. All right, time now is 12:35. So when I had the cinnamon toast crunch cereal, the milk tastes a little weird, a little bitter, but so I was kind of worried maybe it's turned bad. So I drank some of the original milk. It doesn't taste like it's turned bad. But lo and behold, it is bad because at around 11:50 I suddenly, and not even gradually, suddenly had a stomachache attack. So I went to the bathroom and I took this opportunity to wash my hair. So now I don't have pyramid hair. And since I found out that the chemistry exam actually doesn't begin at 12 noon, it actually begins at 1 p.m. Thank God. I have time now to eat lunch. In fact, I should eat lunch now because if I don't, then the next time I'll be eating lunch, the next possible time slot will be after the chemistry exam, which is like at least 3 something. Okay, so now what I have here is a chicken tikka masala taken from this box. So I was shopping at Ralph's a couple days ago, and I found out about this, and I should use a spoon, should I? I feel like I should use a spoon. The milk spoon, the spoiled milk, yes. Fuck. So I was shopping at Ralph's and I was craving for some Indian food because we haven't been able to eat a lot of Indian food. And so I found this box. So I'm like, damn, let's do it. So here we go. Quick food. Hopefully I eat it within 10 minutes. Alright, so here we go. nice chicken curry here, long-grained rice. Let's try some long-grained rice without anything. I prefer short-grained. Okay, curry, however, not a lot of chicken. A lot of curry sauce, but like there are only like 3 pieces of chicken here, which is a bit disappointing. Let's eat it with the rice. It's not as flavorful as I hoped it would be. It says on the box medium spicy. It's not even spicy at all. It's not spicy at all. Like, this must be like a... I don't taste any spice. It's not spicy at all. Not one bit. I mean, maybe it's a little bit spicy, but it's so tiny it's negligible. It doesn't taste terrible, but it's kind of mediocre. I'd say this is a 4 out of 10. Strong 4 to a light 5. Alright, time now is 3:30. Yippee-ki-yay, just finished the last chemistry exam of my life. If nothing goes wrong, this should be the last chemistry course I'll ever take in my life. Thus, the last chemistry final exam I've ever taken. So, yay. It's not bad, nor is it great. It's moderately difficult. Some questions, they just really bug me out and I get super confused, and then I look at the question again and I'm like, oh my god, I'm stupid. Why didn't I see that? Some questions are legitimately difficult and I try my best, but at some point I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll just, whatever. So that's that. So now I have about an hour of time. I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna trim my toenails, I'm gonna eat some snacks, I'm gonna watch some videos for my Film 40 class, and then at around 4:30, I'm gonna pack up and leave and go to Sansai Japanese Grill and have a early dinner there, and then afterwards I'm gonna go to film class. Hopefully Pepper shows up, and I don't think Pepper will like invite me, like, let's hang out when I go back to Hong Kong. See? This is stupid. I've known Pepper for a while now, and like, Pepper has never invited me anywhere, but I've only seen that guy from USC. I should give him a fake name, to be honest. I've only seen him for like 10 minutes. I've only spoken to him for like 10 minutes, and he's inviting me out for a gathering. I mean, of course, there's the aspect of social media, but I mean, doesn't Pepper also follow me on social media platforms? The same few ones that the USC guy also does, Instagram and Letterboxd. So, don't know. Alright, time now is 4:51. I'm a bit early. I'm gonna have a for real dinner. Final dinner for my final film class in this semester. So let's have it big and hearty. Let's have big final dinner, big satisfying one at the Sansai Japanese Grill, which is right here. You know what, since I have time, let's just go to the CVS, because I truly have time. The sky today, man, it's so depressing. It's so cloudy and white and dull. It's interesting. I'm liking this new direction that LA weather is taking. Let's check this place out. Wow, CVS really does look like a CVS. Insane. Unbelievable. Let me take a video selfie. Reminds me of my first host. Disgusting. Alright, so we got here steak and chicken plate with rice, sauce, looking nice. $13.78, a little expensive, but you know what, it'll be worth it. It's the last time. I've never tried this salad before, so... This is the steak. Alright, time now is 5:43. I'm right on time. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad meal. It's huge, actually. I ate it all. Ate all the salad. I mean, I didn't finish the sauce, of course, but I ate everything. All the rice, all the sauce, all the meat, and it's not bad. The beef is a little chewy, but everything else is actually pretty good. So, the meal is worth it. Alright, that's very strange. I just ran into, Drenica, the Airbnb hostess of my last Airbnb. She didn't recognize me, but I definitely recognized her. So that's very weird. I mean, it makes sense because, I mean, it's this area, but like, wow. Alright, time now is 9:55 p.m. Good ending, guys, ladies and fucking gentlemen. It's a good ending. It's a good ending. I'm gonna talk more later, but in summary, today ended very well. Just a fantastic ending. Not fantastic, but a satisfying one, you know. It all came in full circle. Alright, so time now is 10:12 p.m. on June 8th. Holy crap. Holy crap, it's, what an amazing day. Well, not amazing, but like, I just didn't expect today to go this well. That's what I thought. Maybe that's why I ended up really satisfied with today. That's because, I expected it to be kind of shitty. I expected today to be like, you know, one final goodbye to this class, you know, and I expected Pepper to show up, and I expected to speak to Pepper a little bit and Thomas a little bit, and have it be a nice, warm closer. But no, I guess it went a little farther than that, and it's not really because of me. Anyways, yeah, you know, let's start off today chronologically then. So at around 4:30, I left this apartment very quickly, very fast. I was gonna like chill out, but apparently not. Like, after the chem exam, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a rest. So I trimmed my toenails, and then I was like, okay, you know, I got time, I got plenty of time. And at around 5 something, I checked my phone, and it's like, hold on, what? It's already 5:30? So I immediately like packed up and rushed out, and I was right on time. Got onto the bus and arrived at Sansai Japanese Grill, and I was a little earlier again. I went in there, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna eat slowly. I'm just gonna enjoy my meal. So I ordered my meal, and also, I guess this isn't the final time. Let's be honest here. Because next semester, I'm gonna take Film 32 and Film 2, and chances are I'll probably like go to these restaurants again anyways. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? But anyways, I ate very slowly. I ordered a steak and chicken plate. And it's good. You know, it's got the bean and corn salad. It's got the spinach and tangerine vinegar salad. It's got the steak and chicken and teriyaki sauce. It's got the skewer with 2 mushrooms, zucchini, onions, and a couple bell peppers. It's got the box of rice, the paper box of rice. And it tastes good, it tastes nice, and I finished it, and by the time I finished it, it was about 5:45, so I'm just gonna walk there, and I'm right on time. At around 5:55, I arrived at the campus, and voila, people are there, you know. And I don't know, I guess I was expecting Pepper to like show up late, but as I was walking down the staircase towards the classroom, I actually went to wash my hands because, you know, it's a little dirty, the teriyaki sauce and all that. And after leaving the bathroom, I turn around. Oh, what? That's Pepper. So Pepper came out of the bathroom and, you know, she's like, hi, and she's nice, and she said hi. That's fucking insane. So before I reconciled with Pepper, she probably wouldn't even say hi to me, but now she's saying hi. So that's that. So we talked a little bit. We had a brief moment of Cantonese, which is nice. Just nice. I love that. So I spoke to Pepper about well, we didn't say anything. We were just walking towards the classroom. But I don't know, what did I say? But it's just, you know, yay, it's the final class. So yeah, you know, we went in the classroom, we went to the auditorium again, and Thomas is already sitting there waiting. So I guess it must be a bit of a shock for Thomas to see Pepper suddenly speaking to me again. It must be a bit of a shock. Like 3 weeks ago, or actually 4 weeks ago, because last week Pepper didn't show up. Last week it was online. Last week, Pepper also didn't show up. Yeah, I don't know, I forgot. But you know, a few weeks ago, we were so awkward, and now it's not 180 degree, but now it's like clearly improved. Now it's like back to square one. She's as friendly to me as she was in the first few weeks, maybe even friendlier. So it must be a shock to Thomas. I hope it is. Because I told Thomas that I'm going to reconcile with Pepper, and Thomas is like, nah, it's not going to work. You know, I tried it. It doesn't work. Trust me, bro. So I did reconcile with Pepper. Guess what? It worked fine. It worked 100% fine. It worked exactly I hoped it would. I reconciled with Pepper. Pepper's nice towards me. I mean, she didn't immediately like invite me out for a tea or dinner or anything like that. And I totally expected that. So it's fine, you know? We cool now. She's not going to invite me anywhere, but at least she's nice to me, and I can be nice to her. Anyways, class begins, and it's extremely boring. So I thought that for our final class, the professor's going to make us shoot something as a, you know, like a goodbye, you know, as a final shoot. But no, for the whole class, he's just talking. And because instead of doing the final exams, we can ask him questions, send him questions via email to opt out of the final exam. So he just spent the whole class, the entire freaking class, talking about those questions, answering those questions. And so once again, me, Thomas, Pepper, we were sitting at the very front, and because these auditorium seats are like rows of seats, so our seats are closer. So now we're sitting really close, hilariously, and you know, that's that. For multiple times during class, Pepper does things that I did not expect her to do. And it's nothing crazy. But Pepper voluntarily spoke Cantonese to me, and involuntarily spoke to Thomas as well, but also me as well, a couple times. Like, Pepper asked me about, like, Pepper just told me, oh, I still can't get into Film 32 because the class is full and the wait list isn't open yet. So I'm like, oh, you gotta get in. And I think Pepper also asked me, or she didn't ask me anything, but she just, I don't know, just, you know the drill, the same stuff, Like, Pepper asked me, or I guess Pepper just told me about how she has an internship. She also told Thomas that in my heart, and I wanted to tell Pepper this, but in my heart, I'm like, like, damn, advancing forward. Like, I wish I'm as aggressive and as forward thinking as Pepper. Because Pepper's just bam, 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 bam. Get friends. Live in an Airbnb. Boom. Get into class. Boom. Get a job. Boom. Get an internship. Boom. Bam, 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 bam. There's no stopping. Make a new friend. Boom. Talk to this person. Boom. Join this thing. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. And meanwhile, we have me, who's also kind of doing this. I got levels, man. I got level 1, the basics. Level 2, friendship. Level 3 this, level 4 that. But it's so difficult for me to get from one level to the next. Everything's just more difficult for me for some reason. But there we go. So I asked Pepper, like, internship, like, did you email the professor? And Pepper's like, no. I mean, the professor sent us emails telling us that there are job opportunities, there are internship opportunities. And I'm like, oh, I remember. So, like, 3 months ago, the professor sent us a bunch of emails where it's like, job opportunity, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at those emails and I thought, I mean, I got classes now. It's like, it's So I didn't really care about those things. I was so stupid. I should have said yes. But then, in defense of me, back when the professor sent those emails, I was struggling heavily with bank account getting hacked, Airbnb stuff, host kicking me out kind of stuff. Like, I had tons of shit to deal with during those times. It was very stressful times. But in my defense, that's probably one of the reasons why I decided to ignore those emails, because I thought, okay, no more trouble for me. Let's keep it simple now. But yeah, I should have at least considered. I should have at least talked about it. Pepper did. And it isn't because Pepper's a tryhard or something. Like, I love making movies too, and I want internship opportunities too. Tom is doing internship. Pepper's doing internship. Pepper's doing makeup for a short film thing. And she's done it for 4 days already. Like, 4 separate days. Like, she did 2 days a month ago, and then she's going to do a couple more days tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow. Aika has an internship. And normally I would want to get one too. I was just a coward, I guess. Yeah, so that's that. All right. But that's good. And we also talked about short film a little bit, I guess. I showed Pepper my short film. I showed him, so Pepper asked Thomas about, how's your short film going? Because it's been a while. So a long time ago, like 3-4 weeks ago, Thomas already told me that he had pretty much given up on his adoption short film idea. Basically, a short film about a Chinese woman who has a second child, but that's during the one-child policy era. So she wants to, she's either going to keep the child or give the child away. And that's sort of like, because Thomas is a Chinese person and Thomas is adopted, so that's kind of personal to him too. And it was not a bad idea, genuinely not a bad idea. But Thomas was like, I hate it, screw it. But Pepper doesn't know that Thomas has given up. So Pepper asked him, and he's like, oh, I've given up. And then I'm like, oh, I'm still writing it now. and I'm asking Pepper if she's writing, and Pepper's like, yeah, I'm still writing it too. I showed Pepper my script actually, like on Google Doc in my phone. Pepper held my phone and read it. And it's a little embarrassing because it's such a personal script. I wrote something really, really personal. So personal that you would think the protagonist is literally me, because the protagonist is literally me. Like, I originally wanted to play the protagonist myself. The protagonist is an international, it doesn't say international student, but an international person from Hong Kong, living in LA, having all these troubles. Literally me. And so Pepper saw it, and Pepper was like, wow, it's a little bit, I mean, it's fine, but it's a little bit 畫公仔畫出腸, which is a slang term for you're making it too real. Your story is based off of reality, and you're making it too obvious. But Pepper said one really cool thing, and that is, if you're done with it, send me, please. That's good. Pepper's asking me for something. That's good. People are asking me for things. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And then I was, reciprocally, I said, well, if you're done with your short film, can you send it to me too? And she's like, yeah, sure. Pepper's short film idea is takes place in a tram. I guess I'm not gonna spoil much, but it doesn't really matter because you guys probably won't see it either, unless Pepper decided to have it be, published. But it takes place inside a tram, and there's a dude who's a couple years older than her, and he's broke, and somebody on the tram asks him, do you want to trade time for money? And that's like the premise. And I kind of low-key already knew that Pepper's gonna write something about time travel, time related, because Pepper's favorite movie of all times is About Time, which is a time travel romance movie. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, not a bad idea at all. So there's that. So we kind of talked about that a little bit during break. So I was hoping that I would also speak to more people during break, because one of the objectives of today is the harvest. I want to get more people's Instagram. I want to get Red's Instagram. I want to get other people's Instagram, but specifically Red, because he seems like a nice dude, like genuinely a nice dude. Yeah. I guess things turned a little bit interesting during the break. So during the break, I didn't actually speak to anyone else but Pepper and Thomas. Just us three around the table, that exact table, and we just sat down and talked, and it was nice. And Thomas ate his microwaved plastic box of macaroni and cheese. I'm just happy. I'm just like low-key, like 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago, when I was at Thomas's apartment, and it's just me, Pepper, Thomas talking around the table, and in my heart I'm like, we're all gonna break apart. This is gonna end. There's no hope. But now it's almost like the opposite. I mean, I don't expect myself to continuously hang out with Pepper and Thomas until the end of times, but now it's looking good again. It's just like a swing. It's just like a mood swing. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, it does get pretty interesting at some point when Pepper mentioned that he knows someone who went to USC, who successfully got transferred to USC as a film major. And Thomas, the next thing Thomas says in reaction to that is, really? I want to speak to that person. I want to speak to that person. Can you show me who he is? And Pepper's like, sure. And I'm like, I want to know too. And that's, again, I learn things. I observe and I learn. I'm a fucking sociopath. I'm kidding. /J. But I'm literally learning. Because of my extreme lack of social life, I lack the ability to do things like this. Oh, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. Let me talk to him. I want to talk. So given that, Thomas wants to talk. I want to talk too. Guess who that person is? That person is it's Jorge. Well, who is he, you ask? Oh, it's so funny because I've never mentioned his name in my channel or my vlogs at all. Never. But I know of him. I know he exists for months now. Here's a bit of background. Flash back to week 1 when I and Pepper first met, and Thomas didn't know Pepper yet at that point. Pepper gave me her IG, and I gave her mine. And I noticed that Pepper already has a boyfriend, and that boyfriend is Jorge. I told Pepper that I'm taking Spanish class, and Pepper said, "Oh, I know a friend who's also speaking Spanish, who's also a film production major." Okay. Then, at some point in the future, I checked the people list of my Film 31 class, because there's a Wednesday night class and there's Thursday night class. And at Thursday night, Jorge is in it. And I know a lot of people are called Jorge, but it's the same last name. Also film production major. You know, it's him. A couple days ago when I spoke to Pepper about the Film 31 final exam, or actually yesterday, and Pepper told me a friend already told her about the final exam, I said it's got to be her boyfriend, Jorge. And again, like a couple months ago in early April, when Pepper introduced me to Kevin, also a Hong Konger, and she said, "Oh, I have a Spanish-speaking friend, and that friend's roommate is Kevin." At first, I also thought, okay, that Spanish-speaking friend must be Jorge, her boyfriend. But at some point, I don't know why, but because Kevin told me that he knew Pepper from other people, then I thought, okay, maybe that Spanish-speaking friend is not Jorge. But today it is revealed that it is Jorge. It's all him. And when Pepper today, during break, told me and Thomas that somebody went into USC, film major, it's him. And when I saw his Instagram, I smiled, and I was honest. I'm not trying to pretend that I have never seen him before. And I said, "Oh, so that's your Spanish-speaking friend?" And Pepper's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, is he also in the Thursday night class?" And Pepper's like, "Yeah." It's all fucking connected. So that's good. So now I have a reason to follow Jorge Instagram. Thomas like, "Oh, show me his Instagram. I want to follow him. I'm gonna text him immediately." And that's good. That's cool. Man, my nose is itching. All right. Break is over. Time to go back. I also then we have the second half of the class and it's really boring, but I still wanted to, tell Pepper and get personal with Pepper. Basically clarify to her what happened at the end of April. Why did I suddenly get mad at her? And, well, not mad at her, but why did I suddenly become super sad and quiet, I wanted to clarify that, but I never got the chance to. And right now I still hadn't had a chance. Because Thomas is here, and I want to speak to her in Cantonese about this. But, okay, class ends. At some point, the professor has already said everything he needs to say. And he's ran out of questions to answer. Nobody's saying anything anymore. So he's like, "All right, class, I think that's it. Thank you. See you next semester. Are you guys sure? No more questions? Then, yeah, that's it. And then he just started leaving. And we all started leaving. And it's only 8:50 something. Our class is supposed to end at 10:05 p.m., but it's 8:50 something. And then that's it. So at the end, people started leaving, and I'm like, oh my god, people are leaving. I want to network, you know, I want to make more friends and speak to more people from my class. So, at one point, so last Wednesday, me and Thomas spoke to Julius, who is a first generation German, who is one of the more active students in this class. And I saw him speaking to Red, who is a skinny, tall, white person, also white, who is extremely active in this class and seems like a nice dude. At one point, Thomas and Pepper wanted to ask the professor a question, and I don't have to have. I can just wait for them. Or I could quickly walk up to Red and Julius and just socialize with them. I already have Julius's Instagram, but I kind of want Red's Instagram. So I just straight up and asked. I straight up walked towards them. Oh, actually, before that, another white girl by the name of Ashley went up to me and was like, yeah, how are you doing? Last class, am I right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, last class, wow, you know, crazy. But yeah, I just left opportunistically, and when I arrived in front of Red and Julius, I could hear Red asking Julius, so do you have like socials, you know? And Julius is like, yeah, you know, here's my Instagram. And Red is like, oh, okay. And it's amazing because I'm gonna do that. So I said, oh wow, I was gonna ask that as well. You have Instagram, right? Can I get that? You know, just trying to, you know, hop onto this opportunity, you know. And he's like, yeah, sure, you know. So I gave him my phone and he entered his Instagram. And turns out he only has like 60 something followers. I don't know why. It appears to me that a lot of Americans I know have even fewer Instagram followers than in Hong Kong. It's insane. But yeah, I followed him. I followed the guy. And he followed back and he's nice about it. And when we spent a little more time talking, so he's nice about it. He's saying that he's working on a couple scripts right now, and he said he plans to transfer to UCLA as an English major because he's more of a storytelling person than a film person, but he still wants a minor in film. Man, my nose is itching insanely. Yeah, and we talked a little bit. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not in this much energy to speak to him. But whatever, I'll still indulge him. He asked me what sort of stories I want to write, and I said, you know, horror, thriller, drama. I'm just a really pessimistic person, really. And he said, oh, I love writing hero stories, you know, rise to the top, triumph, you know. And I'm like, oh, cool. At one point, Thomas and Pepper are about to leave. And Red is like, oh, can you give me 10 seconds? And I'm like, And Pepper's like, yeah, okay, we can wait a little bit. So Pepper went to the bathroom, and then like I waited for Red a little bit, and then I spoke to Red a little more, and then that's it. And then we left. And then me, Pepper, Thomas, we did the good old walk. We walked Pepper to her bus stop. We walked all the way there, and it was amazing because we actually talked a lot. And again, Pepper talked about how a lot of her friends are international students, and in my heart I'm like, oh, of course, you have tons of friends and they're all connected. And even Jorge knows a Taiwanese girl, by the way, which doesn't surprise me at all. But one of Jorge's Instagram posts is a photo of him and the Taiwanese girl, exactly the girl I saw last Friday. It's all fucking connected. It's all fucking connected, I swear to God. It's all connected. And of course I'm like a little jealous, but at this point I'm numb. I'm numb to jealousy. Okay, yeah, you have 12 million friends and I'm a loner loser. I get it now, and I'm not mad at anymore. I'm not sad about that anymore. In fact, I need to think the opposite. I have an objective now. So, and apparently Jorge also follows like Rose, like the French girl, Rose, who was also in the cinematography class. And also, for some reason, when I followed Red was like, oh, you know Ella? Oh, Ella's in my French class. And that's kind of weird because I thought he's referring to Ella, the girl I know from cinematography class. But when I checked his Instagram, it doesn't show. So I don't know. But anyways, it's all connected, man. It's all connected. Kevin, Jorge, Pepper, Potter, the Taiwanese girl, the Japanese guy, Aika, Thomas, me, Benjamin, Miles. It's all somehow connected. I told you, man. I told you. I had a theory about EAS, about how they're a bunch of East Asians secretly connected. Well, Jorge's from Panama, but, you know, still, a lot of connections. And I'm right. And I still am right. It just proves, my theory gets proven again and again and again. I'm so fucking right. I guess, at the end when we were waiting at the bus stop, Thomas was like, you know what, I'm gonna straight up DM Jorge right now and ask him to hang out and just like, let's talk. You know, we want to talk about USC. And I was like, what, you're gonna talk immediately? Like, that's, you know, isn't that a little too aggressive? Like, you just followed the guy. Don't you want to let that sink in a little while? And he's like, no time to waste. You know, it would be even more awkward to like wait for a whole month. So Thomas straight up just texted him a whole paragraph, just one text, a whole paragraph. Hi, I'm Pepper's friend. I heard that you're blah 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 blah. Could we talk? Blah 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 blah. Let me know. Super businesslike. And I'm like, again, I'm just picking up on things like, no hesitation. If you want to talk, just talk. Another thing is Instagram following. So again, me with following people's Instagram is that I know a lot of people's Instagram before I even know them. And I don't follow them. I want to, but I can't. I can only follow those Instagram accounts if I've spoken to that person. So if they see some random Hong Konger, follow them, it's like, who is this person? I don't know you. But if I see them in person and they know, oh, it's you, then they'll follow back. And I don't know, because I want to follow Aika. If that's possible. You know, that's what I'm saying. I want to follow a bunch of people as well. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna study Spanish now. I'm gonna eat some of my chicken sandwich that I bought from Nijia Market. So on my family WhatsApp group, my grandma just sent a photo of like, USA just banned all Japanese imports because all Japanese foods are contaminated with nuclear waste, which may be true, but honestly, like, I've already depended on this Nijia market, and after that, my mom's like, oh no, my son is, you know, my nickname, is buying food at a Japanese market. And then my grandma's like, tell him to stop. Honestly, I won't stop. I'll keep going there. Because my life kind of depends on it. I don't want to be malnourished. Last night when I weighed myself, I was at 125.1, which is not bad. Today, it's 122.3. That's a new low. So I gotta eat even more. I feel like this is a long-term thing. Like right now I'm still going lower, even though for the last couple of weeks I've been eating extremely lot more. Even though it's not that much, but I've been consciously eating more food. I've been forcing myself to eat more. I'm still dropping. And that's not completely because that's not completely because Jesus, I can't think. I'm so tired. That's not completely because I don't absorb. That's also because it's a long-term effect. I realized that when I wasn't conscious about my calorie consumption, like January, February, I was probably eating 1,000 calories per day, every single goddamn day. 1,000 to 1,300. That is road to malnutrition. So I'm probably still suffering from that. But yeah, I'm gonna try hard. I'm gonna really try hard. A couple more things, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna a bit later, I'm gonna straight up DM Jorge and tell him, if Thomas and Jorge really like go out and have a chat, I would like to join. But also, on Twitter, this last Sunday, somebody DM'd me saying that they want to do an interview with me, which is really weird because that has never happened and I never expected something like that to happen. And that person has like 5 subscribers, but he has an interview with Phil Elverum of the Microphones / Mount Erie, so that's really impressive. So you know what? It doesn't hurt. So I said yes to the interview. And I want to say that I feel hopeful now. It feels like there's a glimpse of hope in front of me. Okay, before I talk about that, okay, so Pepper has left the bus stop, left on the bus. I and Thomas walk back home. And I don't know why, I guess I'm just not really in a good mood. I'm just on a roll, right? So I told Thomas, like, wow, Pepper's speaking to me again. It worked. My reconciliation with Pepper worked. Wow. And I also told Thomas that, me getting Red's Instagram, it's something that I've been planning for weeks already, And when Thomas heard it, expectedly, he said, wow, like, you just sound like a social climber. And I said, yeah, I know I sound creepy. And he's like, no, you sound like you're the type of people who use people. You sound like a sociopath. And flashback to last night when I did my chemistry study session stream and I was like making a whole Word document on like my social life and my relationships. I know it's very obsessive and I know it's very kind of eccentric. And I'm doing it partially because I want to keep up my eccentric character, but also because society has ruined me, man. Los Angeles has ruined me. Like, my social skills are so terrible that I have to do this in order to survive. So it's not really my fault, it's more like the society's fault. Oh, Jesus, my nose is so painful. But I realized maybe I should start to hide some of that. Because at the end of the day, if I reveal, and even if I want to get personal with Pepper, I do think maybe I shouldn't get too personal with her, because I may freak her out. I'm going to explain a little bit, but not be too personal. So I'm going to still be careful with my words, I guess. In a way, I don't want to come off too weird. I don't want to come off too insane. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know what happened to me. It's been, I'd say definitely I've been more mentally stable the last couple of weeks. But there are still small ups and downs. Like yesterday night, I was quite down a little bit. But now I feel the opposite. I'm quite up right now. And I feel like that's because I'm just I just realize how, you know, I know I'm a loner, loner. I know I'm a loser, but I have the potential. If everyone else in the world has a potential to be better, then I think I can, and I can try. I asked for Red's Instagram, boom, got it. I also got Jorge. I hope he follows me back. I'm also gonna be meeting HKOS guys this Sunday. Imagine in an alternate universe where I decide not to go to Lanyu screening. Or maybe I went to the screening but decided to not speak to anyone. If I hadn't looked at the guy sitting to my left and said, "Oh, you're a Hong Konger too," if I had never said that, this would never have happened. A small decision like that could change so much. If I hadn't texted Diana after I arrived in LA, I would never have learned about Potter. It's these small decisions that really make such a huge change. So in the future, I should really mind all these small decisions. And it's better to keep trying. If you keep trying, you're going to keep failing, but you're also going to keep succeeding. Just more times. And that's okay. And I should have this mindset from now on. Keep trying, keep talking to people. If people end up mad, rejecting me, angry at me, finding me weird, I'm sorry. But it's never going to be 100%. There's always going to be a small percentage of people, or maybe a medium percentage of people, who legitimately want to, or legitimately think I'm nice, and maybe want to speak more to me. So I would rather try more to socialize and fail more instead of not even trying at all. And I should carry that mindset. Yeah, I just need to do this. So yeah, I have quite a hopeful future in my opinion. After the final exams, of course, I got the HKOS dinner gathering, which is just incredibly exciting. There's an interview, which I hope goes well. There's a short film. I want to hang out with Pepper. I legitimately do. I don't know if it's going to be possible. If it doesn't happen, I'm not even mad. I expect it to not happen. But if it does, I'm going to be happy. I want to speak to Jorge, if that's possible. I want to speak to people in general. And, you know, let's see where life takes me. But I will try hard. I will try hard. And again, like, when I said hey to Mary on December 20th, 2019, I already made a major breakthrough. But I know in the bottom of my heart, I knew it in the bottom of my heart that I still have a long way to go. Just because I said hi to Mary doesn't mean anything. And right now, I can see that I've improved. I speak to strangers very well. And I can still do better. And let's do that. So yeah, that's a lot of talking, but and it's so good because usually semesters end off sour. Like back in secondary school, the last day would always be underwhelming and sad, and I would always be alone, and I would go home and cry. But it doesn't work like that. Last winter semester, the psychology class, a white girl hugged me, and I spoke to someone, and I got their phone number for some reason, even though we never talked again. And today, it's even better. So, holy shit, I got places to go. All right, this is the chicken sandwich from Nijia Market. The bread is all soggy. It's been staying at the fridge for a while now. Hopefully it's still fine. Even though it probably isn't. Okay, how am I even gonna eat this? Fuck. Okay. Ugh. All right, time now is 1:59. I'm gonna eat one of these Japanese rice cakes. Mochi, I guess. Apparently one of these has 99 calories, so quite nice. I know I'm supposed to not use fork, but who cares at this point? Not bad. All right. Time now is 10:09 a.m. in the morning on June 9th. Uh yeah. Woof. Sheesh. So I went to bed a little earlier yesterday. Relatively earlier. At 3:30, and I slept. I didn't immediately fall asleep as expected, but I did fall asleep thanks to the air conditioning. All the way until 10 because of the alarm. So that is about 6.5 hours and less than 6.5 hours because I didn't immediately fall asleep. Here I am. So I didn't have any dreams or whatnot. I'm tired. Not gonna lie, I am very tired. But honestly, 6.5 hours is not bad at all. And yeah, I'm gonna do the Spanish exam today. After this, I don't have to deal with Spanish for the rest of my life. After this Spanish exam, all that's left to worry about is the Film 40 cinematography exam. And then afterward, I'm done with this semester. It's crazy because this is the first time in my life since the DSEs when I had truly cared about a final exams period. When a final exams period really felt like a final exams period. Because my schedule literally altered because of this. And I mean, yeah, back in previous college semesters that are online, when there are final exams, I also take time out to study. But this time, there's more of an atmosphere to it. Because there's a Discord server and there's people, and it just feels more like actual school. And I kind of appreciate that. This is the first time since 2020 when I have cared about an exam or a final exam period. So, I mean, bravo to you. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I just feel like I'm really owning and perfecting my social skills. My nose is beginning to itch again. Jesus. So yesterday, I don't know when exactly was it. I guess it was before I left the apartment. You know, I saw Cindy, who was laying on her sofa and sleeping. And I thought to myself, okay, I don't want to just stare at her, you know, and then just leave quietly, like I always do. Let's say something. So, I don't know what I said exactly in the beginning, but I started this conversation, this small conversation with a question. Do you still have to study? I thought you were gonna study. Oh yeah, I said this. I thought you were gonna study. And she said, yeah, I'm just really tired, you know. I'm just so done with studying. And I'm like, yeah, me too. When is your exam going to be? You have exams, right? When is your exams going to be? Because she's studying like a master's degree in computer science right now. And she has an exam on Friday. So she said, "Oh, it's on Friday," and I'm like, "Oh, wow." I have exams too. I just finished my chemistry, so I don't have to deal with chemistry for my whole life. And she's like, "Haha, yeah, I get that." I know how you feel, because when I was younger and I did chemistry, I was pretty good at it, but I was just so bored by it. And I'm like, yeah. So you can tell from this conversation that I started it by asking her about herself, and I loop it back to myself and make a connection. And then it looped itself back to her. So I talk about chemistry, and then she talked about her own experience with chemistry. So it sort of looped back because of relationships. So that's pretty interesting, right? I know I sound like a sociopath, but it's just these social skills are just, oh my god. And then a little bit last night before I slept, I have to turn on the air conditioning, because if I don't turn it on, I won't be able to fall asleep. The temperature is just not cold enough. So I told Cindy, like, "Oh, can I turn on the air conditioner?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, if it's not cold enough, I won't be able to sleep." And she's like, "Yeah, I feel that." So there's that. I think a couple days ago morning, I used the oven. I think 3 days ago, I used the oven to oven a bread, and she got mad. She's not mad, but like she got a little upset because I didn't take out her trays of croissant, which is in the oven, and I don't know why I didn't ask her about this. I guess it's just like me being timid, me being like, I don't want to bother her. So she had a tray of croissants in the oven, and I also used the oven to bake my bread for 7 minutes. And then I put it in, and after I take out the toast, she's like, "Did you not take out the croissant?" And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, "You could have asked me. You could have asked me. Now it's ruined." And I'm like, "Sorry." And during that whole day, the mood was a little down. Yeah, I'm still constantly jumping from, "Oh, you know what? Let's not bother to ask. Let's not say this." Versus, "You know what? I'm gonna say it. Let's strike a conversation." And I should always have that attitude of the latter. So yeah, I really am excited to, and I still am. Hopefully, this excitement doesn't disappear. But I'll meet my colleagues in the well. Let's get their Instagram if I have the opportunity. And when I have the dinner gathering with the HAOS people, let's get their Instagram. And when I have when I do, like, I don't know, when I meet if I ever do meet Jorge. Oh, by the way, Jorge responded last night. So I was really nice about it. I was really soft about it. I didn't DM him an entire paragraph. I just said, "Hey, I'm Pepper's friend. I heard that you got into USC. That's so cool." Always say that's so cool. Like always find yourself a catchphrase. In LA, everybody has a kind of a catchphrase. "Oh, that's chill. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's sick." Like always have like something to say. Like a comment. So I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Thomas texted you, and I saw him texting you, and I thought maybe we can all like talk about it. And he said at some point at 2 a.m. in the morning, he said, "Oh, I'm a little busy. Hi, I'm very busy lately. But sure, you know, I'm down to give you advice. What questions do you have? And I didn't expect him to answer like this. Like, I just can't ask you right away in Instagram. I'd rather meet you in person. I've met the Taiwanese girl in person by accident, and I want to meet you in person too. But yeah, there's that. And I hope, I don't know, I really want to just like follow the Aika Japanese girl and other people, like Rose, the French girl from my cinematography class, and other people, just follow them all. And they probably won't follow back, but at least, like, you know, at least if they show up in Film 32 next semester, which is not true because Rose is already in Film 32. I don't know, but Aika would probably follow back if I do tell her in the future, oh, by the way, I have an Instagram and I already followed you, which is kind of creepy. Don't you think? I don't know. Or maybe I should find an excuse and talk to her on Discord first, beforehand. Yeah. I guess another thing I'd like to add is even though like in the beginning, maybe like early March-ish, I was like, wow, you know, the world is so big. Pepper's world is so much bigger than mine. When Pepper mentioned that she has parties and like she knows tons of people and stuff like that. But actually, Pepper's world may not be so big because, again, like I said last night, you know, Pepper's boyfriend, who right now I'm not even sure if that's his boyfriend, because on certain Instagram posts, Pepper has has comments, and her boy Jorge was like, "I love you," and Pepper's like, "I love you too." Like, if they aren't dating, why would they say shit like that? But then at the same time, if you go to Jorge's Instagram, it's not obvious. It's like he still acts like he's single. You know, he acts like he's dating the Taiwanese girl instead, because there are a lot of posts where it's the photos of him and the Taiwanese girl, but not intimate photos, just photos. Just like, haha, we exist in the same space. So I don't know, it's really difficult to tell. But anyways, Pepper's boyfriend, that Spanish speaking roommate, that Spanish speaking friend, that friend from Thursday night class, they're all the same guy. So maybe her world is not that big. It's big, but not that big. So, yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Really, I'm talking a lot. Really. Yeah, excited for whatever comes next. And then, of course, when Christian helps me with the short film, I would like to just follow their Instagram. And when Jonah introduces me the actors for my short film, I would like to get the actors' Instagram as well. Yeah. So I hope when I go back to Hong Kong, I'll be at like 220 something at least. Even though it's not like it matters. Red has like 60 something Instagram followers for some reason. Did he just open this account not too long ago? I don't know. But I feel like one of the reasons why Americans' Instagram accounts have actually fewer Instagram followers is because East Asian people are just so much more hardcore when it comes to social media. And Americans kind of care less, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Like Ella, for example. Ella has passed 200 now, but she's still lower than me. And I'm still thinking, like, is she like as far as Sadie Sink's friends go, is she the least popular? Like, it's like nobody knows her. Like, nobody knows Ella. I don't know, but it's interesting. Time now is 1:38. I finished the final Spanish exam. And I fucked up a couple times. I really did. Um, um, so the exam takes place on Canvas, and it's very weird because it's like a quiz, and then after a section of that quiz, you move on to the next section, and there is a total of 11 sections. And in section 8, the quiz suddenly asked us to write a paragraph about a festival, a Hispanic festival, whether it be a quinceañera or the Day of the Dead or like the Saint Week or something. There's a list, and we need to pick one festival and write about it. What? 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 We had to. Why? It's not in the study guide. It's we weren't told to study to study this. We weren't told about this at all. And when I entered that, I saw the Zoom meeting because everybody had to open their cameras. Everybody's like, "What? What is this?" And then the professor immediately went to the Zoom direct message and told everyone, "For section 8, just write what you know. Don't try to overreach." And then suddenly at that moment my Wi-Fi died, and my Wi-Fi died like 3 times during the exam. But this time is the most detrimental. Shit. After studying so much Spanish, I'm struggling with English now. Detrimental. And it kept dying again and again. So I just used my mobile data, and I used mobile hotspot for a moment. But yeah, I did fuck up a couple times. But overall it's fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm just not confident. It's not that it's not that I did poorly. It's just that for some answers I'm just not 100% confident. But I do hope I get an A. I hope I get an A for both chemistry and Spanish. It's more likely in Spanish than it is for chemistry. Yeah. I'm so glad Cindy isn't playing music or speaking loudly over the phone, even though she did for a little bit during the exam, but not for long. But now she's blending stuff. So yeah, right now, the only exam left is cinematography, so that's amazing, really. And I'm gonna DM Kevin and see if I can hang out with him. I'm also going to join the art house shit posting film festival thing, and just look at film festivals in general and start submitting my short film. Really, that's something that I've been wanting to do for 3 months, but never got around to it. And that cinnamon roll, I finished all the cinnamon rolls finally. I'm sick of cinnamon now. I'm sick of it. Like at first, cinnamon roll is just amazing, but now after eating so much of it, I'm just sick of it now. Um, and it's so sweet. I also plan to eat a chocolate fudge cake, but I just can't. Man, I just can't. All right. This is the chocolate fudge cake. It just looks like a block of solid chocolate. It just looks like a block of solid chocolate. Oh. All right. It's gonna be extremely sweet, but here we go. Whoa! Holy crap! Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's extremely sweet. Oh. Time now is 10:47 p.m. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Whoops, I was gonna show you this. But, all right. Say it with me, 4 words. Nothing important happened today. A lot of important stuff happened yesterday. Not a lot happened today. Maybe it's because I finished the Spanish exam and I'm like more relaxed. So I actually spent a lot of time today not studying at all. Instead, what I did was, this. this plastic sheet. This plastic, it's actually a huge plastic bag. And this plastic bag was actually the bag that the mattress was in. The mattress was in on day one, and I removed the bag on day one, and it was here the whole time. But I just took out the whole bag, took it to the shower place, washed it, and dried it. I hung it over the metal bar on top. I dried it for a couple hours, and then I just put it there. I'm doing this because I'm going to be putting all my stuff in there. Not all, but like a lot of my stuff is going to end up in there. A lot of my, I don't know, maybe food items and documents, and I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I'll be packing. And because of the stupid freaking fumigation. So there's that. That's what I did. Nothing else important happened. Jorge, the man from Panama, aka Pepper's boyfriend, I believe, has continued to speak to me, and he's really nice. I don't know if he's nice because I'm nice, but he's like, oh, cool, you know, like I told him last night, like he asked me, what advice do you want? And I said, well, maybe I'll talk tomorrow, like, you know, I got final exams, and, you know, I'm sort of, you know, stuck between, you know, and he's like, yeah, I feel you, yeah, me too, like, crying emoji, it's just, final exams and transfer got me stressed out, you know, and I'm like, yeah, so there's that, and I don't know why I had the presumption that he's not that nice. Maybe it's because I already know his existence since February, but I've never seen him. But because of my experience with Pepper, my very rocky experience with Pepper, and also Kevin telling me that he doesn't like living with Jorge, that I think, man, Jorge must be this person, you know? So I don't know, man. Things are interconnected in interesting ways. But yeah, he's nice about it. And I think partially it's me, because I use phrases like cool, like, oh, that's cool. And I use emojis to soften my image. Like if you text without using emojis at all, people can't see your emotions, they can't see your facial expressions, so it's a little harder for them to read you. But if you put emojis, it's like, oh, laughing emoji, and even though you're probably not laughing in real life, you're laughing, okay? So maybe that's the case. So it softens one's image to use emojis. But yeah, you know, and also exclamation marks, I guess, also softens one's image. Yeah, anyways, during dinner, I had to, it was 8 p.m. and I had to unthaw the steak, and oh my god, it was frozen like a pack of ice, and I had to cook it a real long time because it was still kind of frozen when I fried it 45 minutes later. But yeah, I finished it, and halfway through the meal, Cindy came back home, and Cindy said the keys are not working. Like, maybe somebody changed the keyhole at the main gate, but nobody could open the door, which is fucked up. So I hope that's that. I hope that's fixed. But Cindy was like, oh, I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, the movie you recommended to me. And I'm like, wow, really? And she's like, yeah, it's such a cute movie. It's so silly and nonsensical, but it also has a lot of sense to it. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's meaningful. It has a lot of, like, you know, the raccoon scene. And she's like, yeah, the raccoon scene, oh my god. And she said she wants to watch it again. And she's like, oh, all three of us, we can watch it together. And then Jared was like, oh, I want to rewatch Top Gun Maverick. And I said, oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to watch Top Gun Maverick too. And then Cindy's like, oh, let's three of us, let's watch together. And then to add to the conversation, I said, oh, I actually watched Top Gun a few days ago, the original one. And Jared asked me, oh, how is it? How do you like it? And I said, it's kind of boring. And then Jared gave a really dramatic reaction, like, what? What? And I'm like, and he's like, why? And I'm like, it's just Tom Cruise and the boys, and they're just like flying for the whole movie. And then he's like, that's exactly what makes it so fun. And then I said, well, I still want to watch Top Gun Maverick though. And then he said, nah, you can't, in a joking manner, of course. And that's that. A little bit later, like I think 10 minutes ago, I went out because I've been really aware of smells, like how different places smell, because different places I've lived in smell different. So I don't know why, but this place has a specific smell that I've never smelled before. It's like this, not lavender, but this floral dishwashing soap kind of smell, like perfume, but not really. And I went out and asked. I asked, "What's the smell?" And they're like, "Oh, it's the stuff you wash the floor with, the floor washing soap, the floor soap or something." And I smelled it and I'm like, "Yep, that's definitely it." So there's that. Figured that one out. And that's it for today. Nice. Nothing happened. I'm gonna go studying actually. Actually, it's nearly 11 p.m. and I haven't studied Film 40 at all, even though I have a final exam like a couple days later. But I will be sleeping all the way tonight. I'll be sleeping all the way. Wake up naturally tomorrow. Go to the well. Hopefully make more connections. And yeah, So Cindy, I don't know how serious she is when she said, let's watch Top Gun Maverick together next Thursday. Because I don't want this to be a repeat of what happened to me in the first host, when the first host invited me to watch the friggin' Kingsman with her and her son. And it was not a very great experience because it's a bad movie. It was awkward because I've never watched a movie with white people before, or I've never watched a movie with non-Hong Kongers before at that point. Okay, that's the first time I've watched a movie with a foreigner. Plus, I don't even trust them all that much, so it makes it all the more awkward. Plus, it was at the height of the Omicron, so it was all the more dangerous. So it wasn't a very great experience, and I don't know about this one. My roommates seem nicer, and there's more of a diversity going on, but I don't know, man. I'm still more of a watch the movie by myself type of guy. I feel like I realize that I'm a watch the movie by myself type person. Yeah, if possible, I can and I want to watch Thor, Love and Thunder with Kevin, if that's okay. Crimes of the Future, I'll probably watch it by myself. I mean, I can't think of any person who would want to watch it, to be honest. But yeah, if that's honestly what's amazing is that after the final exam, 2 days later, the final exam of this semester, I'm a free man once again, and not totally free, but I'm free of college at least. And I don't have a lot of plans. I have the Pasadena gathering on Sunday night, which is awesome, and I'm super excited about it. And then that's it. I have no plans. I was gonna DM Kevin, and I was gonna DM Christian. But you know what? It's better to DM Christian after the cinematography final exam. Just saying, because he's also going to be doing it. And I'm going to DM Kevin like later. It's not a rush, not really. But it's a good attitude though. It's a good attitude too. You know what? Today I'm going to DM someone. Let's do it. Today I'm going to socialize more. Never stop. Never stopping. It's a good attitude. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. But yeah, I have no plans. I literally have no plans. I I did rough plans on my Google spreadsheet. Like I did write down a few action items that I would like to complete in between final exam, which is June 11th, and July 15th. I want to do my short film. That is the most important. Hang out with Potter, hang out with Kevin, hang out with as many people as possible. I want to try in and outs. Maybe I'll do another adventure and then I'll start packing. That's it. Maybe I'll try Sour Patch Kids and film a video about it. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. And then when I go back to Hong Kong, I need to film another short film, have a haircut, hang out with people nonstop, adventures a couple times, and watch 3 movies in the cinemas. 3, yes. I'll be watching movies in cinemas nonstop, basically. Not nonstop, but like a lot. That's what I'm saying. That's it. That's the plan, man. And yeah, that's all. That's all. I'm excited. I was watching my vlogs. I was editing my cockroach video, and out of curiosity, I watched some of my past vlogs, some of my past American vlogs, and some of my wake surfing vlog, my travel vlogs. The one where I went to the Hungry Ghost Festival. I remember also I watched a little bit of my other travel vlogs when I went to China. And I realized, like, man, like I've been to places and I've seen and experienced things, even though I always think I haven't seen shit and experienced shit, but at the same time I kind of do in a way. And I realized that, God, I'm so sleepy. I can't really formulate thoughts. I'm speaking very well right now, but actually I'm like blanking out every 5 seconds. But it's just amazing, like my journey. I think what's special is how I live the most mundane things. Very normal, basic things can happen to me, and I can still make a huge fuss about it, and I can still dramatize it and turn it into something of biblical proportions. Again, like my experience with the first host, the banking, with a college. I mean, yeah, it's basic shit. A lot of people deal with these things too. I mean, maybe not as unlucky as me, but still, there are definitely people out there who has dealt with stuff like this. But I managed to just make it the most insane, fun, also not fun, just top to bottom thing ever. And I guess I really appreciate that, and I think I don't know, I think I just try to imagine what sort of stories will I able to tell when I go back to Hong Kong. Like I have so many stories to tell. I should just start a podcast, like just food alone, just cooking alone. Me going to Ralph's, me going to Nijia Market, me learning how to cook the meats and the vegetables and the rice and messing up, ant-infested bread, sprouted potatoes, spoiled beef, and my experience with all that, how I like American food, what are the foods I dislike, what are the foods I like, the cost, the stove top, cleaning stuff. Like just cooking alone, I could spend hours talking about it. And then there's everything else, my college experience, the people I've met. I could spend so much time talking about those things. Like I will never run out of things to talk about. And I haven't even lived in LA for half a year yet. So honestly, a lot has happened. Even though May is a very quiet month, it's still like, holy shit. My experience here so far is so rich and dense and packed and so life-changing as well. Like, I feel like I've gone through a bit of personality change as well between me before I came here and me now. Like 5 months and I'm all fucked up. So it's amazing. It really is amazing. Just Like right now, like honestly, if you take the person who I was back in last year, 2021, like late 2021, and put me in a social situation, I would probably be able to communicate and chat and have fun. But I will not have the social skills that I have today, that I've picked up from my encounters in LA. I'm learning things. Like I look at people, I look at really social, extroverted, fun, talkative people, and take some from them. But I also learn things too, learn negative things like Red is really extroverted and talkative and active, and that's fun and kind of all. But people find him annoying sometimes, and I learned that too. I learn. I'm like a sponge. I'm absorbing knowledge. And I'm just like, I've reached a point where, you know what? When I go back to Hong Kong, and if it's not weird, I can just straight up DM Mary and ask her to hang out, even though she already has a boyfriend. And they're probably like, fucking every week. But still, I can do that. I won't, because it's weird. Because that's another concept I learned. Hot and cold. I and Mary, we've grown cold. I and Diana, we've gone cold. But I and Potter were still lukewarm, and I and Pepper, very warm. We literally spoke yesterday. Hot and cold. You kind of need to learn that as well. You need to be able to sense that. So, I'm just gonna wreak havoc when I arrive. Even though I said I don't think Pepper would invite me to hang out or ask for my help for her short film back in Hong Kong, maybe she would. Now I've changed my mind. Maybe she would. I'm still not 100% sure, but now I feel like maybe she would do that. Yeah. Yeah, cool.